Digitalization United Arab Emirates. And the second speaker is our chairman, Dr. Abdul Rahman. He is chairman of STEMIC Bandung and Solmit Bangun Indonesia. Today we will listen to some presentation on the webinar, which is about blockchain technology for digital business, together with our special guest stars. This webinar was attended by students, professionals, and the public who are interested in the blockchain. The agenda, first agenda is introduction or opening speech from Pak Abdul Rahman. And the second, Professor Samir will be present some information about blockchain technology. Please welcome Pak Abdul Rahman to give an introduction or opening speech.
Okay,
silakan Pak Abdul Rahman.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Dani. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sobatul Khair, Professor Samir, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Abdul Rahman.
Syukron kasiran.
Mashallah.
Ya, nastaqbilukum fi hadhihi munaqasah. Ya.
Syukran jazilan.
هذه المناقشة الجيدة بحضوركم.
الله يبارك فيكم. بارك الله فيكم.
Alhamdulillah, in this morning we will perform international webinar about how to lead the business with emerging technology. As we know that one of the emerging technology is blockchain technology. Yeah? As we know that blockchain technology, some organization, some people use this technology in some area, some industry area. Yeah? For example, in healthy area, healthy industry, manufacture, and the others. Yeah? So in digital business, we can avoid from this emerging technology. Yeah, the emerging technology that we know, data science, artificial intelligence, IoT, big data, and blockchain. Yeah, this is a combined emerging technology that we can use to improve our digital business. In this morning, Professor Samir El-Masri, Professor Samir is my lecturer too, because I just finished my examination and certification CDVL with Professor Samir in digitalization learning and certification in digital business. Yeah. So welcome, Professor Samir. This is
Thank you very much.
One condition for me, for STEMIC Bandung and Solmit Academy and Indonesian academician, that we can discuss about emerging technology, especially in blockchain technology. As we know that Professor Samir is very, I think, has expertise, in emerging technology for digital business. So in this moment, we can discuss anymore with Professor Samir how the opportunities, challenge, and development life cycle for blockchain technology implementation. Yeah. So I think in Indonesia, blockchain technology is rapidly developing, rapidly that some IT expert, IT professional use this technology in many problem solving in some area industry. Yeah. So for example, with my client, that my client or my customer is from banking industry, I think financial and banking industry needs blockchain technology to solve some problem in banking and finance area. As we know that in banking industry, we know about open banking, So in open banking, we will transform some customer behavior, customer experience with customer onboarding and the other transaction. Yeah. So we'll collaborate with fintech, financial technology, e-commerce, and the other open system. So I think about blockchain technology, how to use blockchain technology in distributed system, that if we open the system with the others, the consideration is about the security and the security and about the cyber security now is the big challenge in some industry and IT professional. So if we use and if we implement blockchain technology, maybe we can control about the security or cyber security. So how about this implementation benefit and challenge? Yeah, we will discuss with Mr. Professor Samir El Masri. Professor Samir is founder of digitalization from United Arab Emirates. Yeah. This is my opening speech, Mr. Dani. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Pak Abdul Rahman, for your opening introduction speech for today webinar, Blockchain Technology for Digital Business. The second agenda is about presentation from Prof. Samir. You have 25 minutes, Prof. Samir. You can start now. Now it's your turn. Please welcome, Prof. Samir.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته جميعا.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
It's my pleasure to be with you today to talk about blockchain. Brother and sister from Indonesia. It's the first time maybe exposed to Indonesia, but it is my real pleasure. And thank you very much, Dr. Abdurrahman, Brother Dani, for this opportunity to meet such great people from a very dear country to us, Indonesia. So we have 25 minutes only, right?
Maybe 45 until 1 hour, no problem, Professor Samir.
Okay, yeah, because the reason there is a lot of things I need to focus on one thing. I don't know how familiar the audience with the blockchain, because usually people, when they start talking about blockchain, they explain the public blockchain, which is mainly about the cryptocurrency. But because the title is blockchain technology for digital business, I focus on a private blockchain. So, but I don't mind if you want, I explain to you the public blockchain and then we go to private, but it's going to take a little bit more time. So do you have any knowledge about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, how it works? Or you want me to explain a little bit mining and how it works, and then we move into private? What do you prefer, Dr. Abdurrahman? The audience, you think they have already some knowledge about the blockchain, or it's new to them?
So maybe you can explain from introduction, maybe from basic.
Okay, all right, okay. Perfect. Okay, all right, I got it. Okay, let me start. So digitalization, our company, it's a company that helping the large organization in the Middle East mainly and outside with the trading and consultancy about digital transformation, which is very, very important topic. Many people around the world, they misunderstand digital transformation and they always think digital transformation is digital technologies. Digital transformation is a big umbrella where you move your organization, your country economy into digital economy. Digital technologies is just one puzzle or one part, one component of the big umbrella, which is digital transformation. Within digital transformation, we have a framework that contain innovation, contain digital strategy, contain execution of the digital strategy, the innovation, customer-centric, regulation, and new business model. All of these elements, they belong to digital transformation. Digital technologies are part of digital transformation, but they are not everything. Okay. So why do we need to transform into digital economy? I will give you some economy number, and you will see why do we need to move into digital economy. And the way to move to digital economy using digital transformation. So digital transformation, it's a vehicle, it's a way to help us move our organization, our company, our government economy into digital economy. All right, so let me start with this number. Sorry. This number, how much the blockchain contribute to digital economy. It is predicted by 2030 that the blockchain technologies alone will generate around $3.1 trillion to the world economy. $3.1 trillion to the world economy, only blockchain in 2030, in 1 year. $3.1 trillion is equal to the whole Arab economy, by the way. Whole Arab economy currently around 3.1 trillion. If we look at AI, it will contribute $22 trillion by 2030, artificial intelligence. All digital technologies together, including AI, blockchain, IoT, cloud computing, big data, all of these will contribute about $60 trillion to the world economy by 2025. So in 2025, in 5 years, in one single year, the digital economy that based on digital technologies will generate around $60 trillion. $60 trillion represent two-thirds of the global economy, which is around $90 trillion. From here, we see that every single person around the world must contribute and improve their skills, upskills, learn about digital technologies. And every single organization, companies, and government must invest heavily in digital technologies and transform themselves into digital company or digital organization or digital government, because the potential is huge. The potential is huge. Okay, so this is just to show you how important is the digital technology. So let's go and focus on blockchain. Blockchain is the first technology in the history that we call it institutional technology. I don't know if you heard about this before. Institutional technology mean in the history when people they will trade, they were killing each other when they disagree. There is no trusted third party in the middle. That's why banks were created, government were created to mediate between people. For example, now if I would like to send you money, I need to send it through a bank. Bank is a trusted third party between you and me. In case there is disagreement or you tell me, I haven't received any money from you, the bank can tell you, no, I will send you the money. Trusted third party. Now, blockchain when Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008 published his paper, Satoshi Nakamoto created technology and it was implemented 2009. This is what we call Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just the first application of the blockchain technology. The first application. Bitcoin is just application. Blockchain is the whole technology. Using blockchain, we have developed millions of applications around the world. So for the first time in the history, Satoshi Nakamoto could create Bitcoin. This Bitcoin cryptocurrency, we are capable of sending money from individual to another individual without any trusted third party in the middle. This is one of the main strengths of a blockchain technology. You don't need any more trusted third party in the middle. That's what we call institutional technology. You don't need institution anymore. This is very important point. Blockchain is an institutional technology. Okay, there's a lot of benefit by using blockchain. One of it, the security, as Dr. Abdurrahman mentioned, because it's cryptographically secure, because you use a digital signature, you use a private key, primary key. All the data is hashed with hexadecimal hashing function. Immutable. Blockchain is immutable. What is written, whether it's talking about public and private, what is written in a blockchain ledger, or let's say call it database or record, no one can change or remove. This is very good to fight corruption. It's very transparent. What is written, written. You can't change it. If you would like to change, you add a new version. That's it. So this is something very important. And the availability is massive. If we look at cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, like any other cryptocurrency, we have, by the way, over 6,000 cryptocurrency. We never have a problem of availability. For example, if you use normal central server, when you have a big demand, big load, your server will slow down. We don't have this problem with blockchain technology. Or sometimes the server is down because it's one central server, only one server. Blockchain, if we look at the cryptocurrency, for example, mining, every miner is a server. So Bitcoin has 1 million of server around the world working for it. It will be never down. Since 2009 until now, so we have 12 years, Bitcoin never down, never experience any slowdown, never need to be out of service for upgrade. This doesn't exist in blockchain. So it's a lot of benefit by using a blockchain. But I can't focus on everything. Just I need to focus on the business now. How we use a blockchain in business. I would like to focus on this. How to use a private blockchain, because most people around the world think, or they think blockchain is for cryptocurrency only. The benefit of blockchain in a private business and for enterprises much more important than a cryptocurrency, by the way. We will see. So this is an example. I am showing you some example about the Bitcoin block. This is a screenshot. Currently, we have over 600,000 of blocks around the world. Maybe if you want, we can also show you some live things about the Bitcoin block. But as I said, we don't want to waste a lot of time on a cryptocurrency. We'd like to move on a private blockchain. When I say cryptocurrency is a public blockchain, like if you go into one of those blocks, this is screenshot. All the screenshot is not so it's transparent. It's open. Anybody can go into block. If you look at, for example, the block with the hash. I don't know if you have information how the miners win, because there is difficulty level here. The hash of the block need to be led by 0, currently about 19.0, because hashing the block, it takes a computer a microsecond maybe to hash. But the competition in POW that implemented by Bitcoin, you increase the difficulty level of getting the solution. And to win the block, you have to come up with hash that at the beginning you have 19.0 or 20.0. It depends on the difficulty level. This is how you can win the block. There's a lot of details, but it takes time to explain. I'm not going to focus about it. But here you have some information if you want. The difficulty level, it means that the condition on the hash, how many 0 your hash should have here. So it will be adjusted every 2016 block, roughly every 2 weeks we adjust it. The reason we adjust the difficulty level is to attract interest. Like if we notice like less miners are interested, we decrease the difficulty level to attract more miners, because cryptocurrency is, if we don't have miners, the cryptocurrency will be 0, because the miners are the server. All right. So anyway, we can see here when it started 2012, the reward when you're a miner and win the block, you get 25 Bitcoin. That's what 2012. Okay, so that changed every almost 4 years. Currently, you get reward started from 2026.25 Bitcoin. As you know, Bitcoin, when it reached 21 million, currently over 17 million Bitcoin produced. When we reach 21 million of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin stopped. Stop mean stop producing a new Bitcoin. All right. Mining will be there, but no reward for the miners. But they will get the transaction fees. Anyway, that it is estimated to be in 2,140 years when all of us will be already dead. All right. So this is just some number here. This is maybe it shows you the block. This is a reward, the transaction fee, difficulty. All this information is open for public. If you go to blockchain.com, you will see all this information for public. That's why we call it public blockchain. There's no hidden thing. All right. A blockchain currently is immature technology. Immature means it's not a mainstream. Blockchain is going to replace the traditional technology, which is client-server technology. We have a server, we have a client. This is the current technology, the infrastructure. Blockchain is going to replace this and be the mainstream in 2025. That's the estimation. Everybody will use blockchain, but that will take years, all right? Currently, some people, they think, should I use blockchain or not? One of the main use for blockchain in private, when you need to share ledger between you, your company, and other company. You have a ledger, you have record, you have something in common, you have a business with other companies. This record, when you need to update it, write into it as a company and other company, your supplier, your partner, your customers, this is a huge benefit when using blockchain, because this, as I said, I see a lot of echo. Maybe if maybe we can mute people is better. Yeah. Anyway, so using blockchain in a case where we need a sharing ledger and the right to write into the ledger, because as I mentioned, blockchain is institutional technology. It doesn't need a trusted third party. It imposes the order between a trade, even if they don't trust each other. Some traders you don't know, but blockchain keep immutable record. This is some history, as you know. Recently, if we talk about blockchain, Bitcoin, we refer to Bitcoin here because it represents the open and public blockchain. You see here in December 2017, it reached almost $20,000 and it went down. And recently, in January, it reached almost over $40,000. One Bitcoin. One Bitcoin in 2019 was less than 1 cent. Currently is around 36 or $34,000. How many cryptocurrencies we have? This is a number. I got this number in August 5 to 2020. We have over 6,088 cryptocurrencies. People, they know mainly Bitcoin because it is the first one. And Bitcoin has the most valuable because Bitcoin, it was the first application. It was the first application and the first cryptocurrency. Here you can see a lot of Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, etc. A lot of cryptocurrency. The question here, is a blockchain only about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? And the answer, no. There is 70% of a global blockchain investment in private blockchain. When I say private, mean when we use it for enterprises, for businesses, not for cryptocurrency. All right. And let me tell you one thing. Banks around the world, they are the #1 investors in a private blockchain. Because currently, you know, why banks and government around the world, they don't like cryptocurrency. What is the reason? The reason is because we don't know who owns those accounts. Anyone around the world, in a matter of 1 minute, can open an account, anonymous account with just email address. That's it. We don't know. So the owner of the account on cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency account, they can escape from taxes, they can do money laundering, and they can fund illegal activities such as terrorism or any illegal activities around the world. So I wrote a paper for Reuters about Facebook Libra. You know, Facebook was planning to implement Libra account, Libra cryptocurrency in 2020. The delay because of Corona now, but this Libra account, this Libra cryptocurrency is different than other cryptocurrency. Libra is linked to your ID, your national ID. So that will get a huge benefit for government and bank because it's regulated. And the bank and government, they love this. That's why you see Ripple, it's a cryptocurrency, but a cryptocurrency created by bank. So anyway, let me tell you, maybe I will one of the example, one of the benefit that we can get from private is a private blockchain is a smart contract. The smart contract, as you know, the contract between two entities, usually it's a PDF file. We sign, but if you can, with the blockchain technology, you can create smart contract instead of just a PDF file. The contract itself, it's just a program code. So there is a condition when this is happen, this is happens. If this, then that. That's it. And it will be executed by code. So no dispute between parties. I mean this in the contract, and you need the lawyers, and you need the court, and you need the headache, and you need reconciliation between between companies about I paid you this invoice, you didn't pay me. I ordered this, you didn't order. A lot of money and time wasted because of the current situation.
Nggak keluar suaranya ini kenapa, Gus? Kok nggak keluar suaranya?
With a smart contract,
Gimana
we can, maybe if you can mute everybody is a good idea. All right, so what happened, smart contract can automate all of this, and you don't need reconciliation, and it will be executed by code, so no misinterpretation. Okay, so this is one of the benefits. I will show you. Okay, I will show you this example. This is coming from IBM Hyperledger. IBM Hyperledger is one of the main private blockchain technology. I will explain how it works, what are the benefits, how business they can use, I can access ledger, etc. But before I explain this, let me go into the history between. Now, the blockchain, as I said, started practically with Bitcoin in 2019, with one single ledger like Bitcoin, and we call it blockchain 1.0. Okay, just a ledger, nothing more. Anonymous, we don't know who owns, full transparency, and primary focus is a ledger to enable, facilitate digital payment. That was Bitcoin, nothing more. Even at that time, like Satoshi Nakamoto in his very famous paper, it's 8 pages, I guess, I read it. He didn't mention blockchain at all. Blockchain name came later. 2015, guys, we started 2 main platform. In July 2015, we have something called Ethereum. Ethereum is very popular. Bitcoin is an application. Ethereum, it's a cryptocurrency, Ether, but also it's a platform where you can develop your own solution. Ethereum, July 2015, and Ethereum still using single shared ledger, but with this, they created the smart contract. So after about 6 years from the birth of Bitcoin, we have a new development now. We created the smart contract, and smart contract is mainly for private blockchain. So, and we have the ERC20 token standard. As you know, in the blockchain, we can have tokenization. Tokenization mean like you have an asset, and you can divide the asset into a small, let's say, share. We call it token, and you can have, instead of own the full car, you can own token in the car, or you can own token in this villa or this house or something like this. Okay. Ethereum was in July 2015. IBM Hyperledger Fabric started in December 2015. Just maybe 5-6 months different, and created also platform. But Ethereum, it can be used for public blockchain to create new cryptocurrencies, or private. But Hyperledger Fabric from IBM is only for private only. It's a platform can help you to create your private thing. All right. So what is the difference between public and private. If you look at what you see here, like something in red and something in green, because public has some features we don't want to use in a private. For example, shared ledger, because Bitcoin, everybody can see the whole ledger. It's public. In business, if we are doing business between company, I don't want between you, my company, and your company, I don't want everybody to see our transaction, right? So this is we don't want. In the red one, we remove it from the private blockchain between enterprises. Anonymous, cryptocurrency, all anonymous, as I mentioned. We don't know the owner of the account. But in private blockchain, we need to know who is this person accessing the private blockchain. It is known, like the specific employee, what is his or her role, etc. So anonymous will remove it. Fully transparent will remove it. We don't want it. We want only the relevant people to know about. Group consensus, the consensus, guys, we mean by consensus the miners. When we have cryptocurrency, the miners around the world, they need to agree, their computers, their system, they need to agree on the verification of the transaction. Okay, all of them, or we start by 51%. In business, if we don't want everybody to agree, we want only the relevant people to agree, because this is business between you and me. You and me agree. Why everybody should agree, right? So this is a different thing. And smart contract is essential in private business. Okay, so here you can see the difference between private and a public. There's a detail, permissionless, permission, open, public, private, open, close, a lot of detail. I don't want to go into this now, we don't have time. So why do we need a private? Imagine you are a manufacturer. You are a manufacturer, and I am seller or reseller. I sell your product. So maybe you send me some product from Indonesia to United Arab Emirates. I can sell them here. But you also supply many sellers around the world, not only me, right? And me as a seller, I have a company. I get product from different suppliers. So suppliers and seller. And imagine you and me, I want you're selling with fixed price. But this is in business, as you know, it's not like this. Everybody has different price, every seller. Maybe I am purchasing from you big quantity. So maybe you give me discount. Maybe other less quantity, you don't give discount. So this is where what we call a channel. This is, I would like to focus on this. If you look at this picture, guys, this is very important pictures. This is very important pictures to understand a blockchain. So to understand private blockchain. So private blockchain here. Private blockchain, you can imagine, I will explain it simply. P1, it's a company, like a computer, one of the node, we call it in company number 1. P2 is another computer, but belong to company number 2. P3, it's another computer, belong to company number 3. So you can imagine, to make it simple, we have 3 companies, P1, P2, P3, different companies. Now, there is a business and relationship between company number 1 and company number 2. Okay, some business transaction. The business between P1 and P2, they don't want the P3 to see their transaction. The traditional blockchain, everybody will see everything. So IBM Hyperledger Fabric, for the first time, they created what we call channel. This channel, this is like you can see channel 1. Channel 1. This is channel 1. You can see it's between company 1 and company 2. Company 3 is not there, is not part of channel 1, because this is a private between company 1 and company 2. Why should we allow company 3 to see our transaction and our record and ledger? No. So they created in one solution. Ethereum cannot do such a thing. Ethereum has one ledger. IBM Hyperledger, for one solution, you can have as many ledger as you want. Each channel has one ledger, one record. So you can see, for example, here, P1 and P2, company 1 and company 2, they have exactly the same ledger, same record, L1, L1. S5 and S5, they are the smart contract. Smart contract, you can imagine it as a program that govern the relationship between company 1 and company 2. The contract, that automatic relationship and control who will write in L1. So there is no dispute anymore. There is no reconciliation. All the ledger between L1, P1 and P2, they're the same all the time. Currently, guys, before smart contract, every quarter, every 3 months, company will send you email. Please send me a statement for the last 4 months, last 3 months. Why? Because they would like to synchronize the record between company, and that will take a lot of time, wasting time and money, and sometimes some dispute. This is very well known. Now, with a smart contract, this removed completely. You and your partner having business, your record exactly the same all the time. How? By smart contract. I have the same contract we agreed on, and they govern this. So you tell me, how about company number 2 now? Company number 2 would like to do business with company number 3, but they are already doing business with company number 1. No problem at all. We create another channel only between company 2 and company 3. Company 1 doesn't have access to channel 2. So you can see here, company 2 has 2 channels. Channel 1 with the company 1 and channel 2 with company 3. Separate channel, separate ledger. Ledger is like small database, guys, record. So you can see company 2 has L1 similar to L1 here, but has L2 also with a P3, and has another smart contract called S6 that's govern the relationship between company 2 and company 3. That's it. If you need to have a business with company 4, company 6, you choose who will be member. Okay, so every channel might have 2 or 3 or 4 company, or as many company you want to access. This is how it works. Now, you might ask me, so what is this A1, A2, A3? The application. Guys, you have to understand one thing. A blockchain is not front end, it's back end. Blockchain currently is not front end, it's back end. The infrastructure is a calculation. So A1, A2, A3, all of these, their application could be developed by whatever platform you want, .NET, Java, whatever. And those applications, they are connected to the back end done by blockchain. So with this private blockchain, we can give permission which application access which channel. So you can see, for example, you have A1, A2, two different applications. They are accessing channel 1, all right? A3 accessing channel 2. A2 has this application can access channel 1 and channel 2. This is at the level of application. Also, the users, you have different users have access to which channel from those company. Not every employee in the company can access those ledgers, specific employee. So based on the role, this CA called certified authority. He can authorize who will access, who is this person, what the permission, like a normal role-based application. So guys, this is in general how it works, okay? This O4, as you see here, because there's a lot of detail, we call it order entity, order node. Node, it means computer, because in a private blockchain, we will see later, we have different type of node. Is the Hyperledger Fabric, it's very advanced and distribute role in Ethereum or in Bitcoin, all the nodes the same. All right. So here, the reason we say why don't we want to distinguish? I mean, why don't we want the public like characteristics to be applied in a private? This is the solution with a channel. So we don't need to go into detail. Why we shouldn't be anonymous, because in private, guys, we need to know who's doing this business. Over there, there is different thing. So we have something also in a private blockchain, what we call some component that organize a membership service provider. When I participate in such a thing, there is a component to organize, to give permission to people to access the application. This is, we call it membership service provider. Okay, so membership service provider, they can access this and give. It's similar to Active Directory in Windows or something. All right. And then also we have another things like here, we don't need everybody to do consensus. A group of people group consensus should be replaced by participant consensus. Not everybody should agree on a specific transaction. Specific people. Why everybody? If you have nothing to do with this transaction, you don't need to give me okay or not. Okay, so we have something called in Hyperledger Fabric endorsement node. Some node they endorsement policy. All right, so here we can see how it works. Classic network computing rely on a client-server architecture, as you know, but now is different. Public blockchain typically run on peer-to-peer, as we mentioned, and this we have some challenges in let's say cryptocurrency. Let's say in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the one block has a maximum capacity of almost 2 megabytes. So maximum number of transaction in one block in Bitcoin, around 4,000 transactions per block. And each block, every 10 minutes average, we have a new block. So if we calculate this, you will have a bottleneck. You have around 10 to 15 transactions per second only in Bitcoin. All right. Well, if we look at the Visa card or MasterCard, they are doing over 70,000 transactions per second. If you look at Facebook, they have over 175,000 transactions per second. So we have a problem with the scalability in a traditional blockchain. That's why there is a development, there's evolvement. If you look at, that's why we created Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin Cash block, the block can reach 20 megabytes. So we try to increase scalability. So in a private, we don't have this problem. Why? Because the reason we have such things, we have limit size of block, and we have mining condition difficulty. Remember at the beginning I told you difficulty level. With the private, we don't have this problem. So we have 3 types of node. Node, it means the computers. One called committing node. Instead of all the nodes, they do exactly the same. We'll have redundancy and we have bottleneck. So we organize the node. Some node, we call them committing node. This committing node job, it just keep redundant copy of the ledger, because we need the redundant guy just in case something happen. If you know the miners on Bitcoin, every miner has a full copy of Bitcoin, by the way. So in case some server doesn't work, other miners they work. So we have committing node, we have endorsing node. Endorsing, they execute the smart contract. And we have ordering node that keep copy, exactly the same copy, all copy of the ledger in synchronize, same copy, okay? In order, which one first, which one second. All right. Here there is a transaction flow, how it works. I will show you on the screen how it works, so you don't get bored. So for example, application. One application come and ask for something, to write something. I'm updating my ledger for some reason. So when this application come and request something, this application has access to channel 1. And one of the user from company number 1 writing something, updating something. So when you come, it goes directly to the endorsing. Why? Because endorsing, they have the smart contract and check what you're asking for. Is it based on the contract or not? If it is based, so this node will say, okay, your request acceptable, legitimate.
It's 7:30 a.m. Today at 1 p.m., you have to do less than greater than digitization. It's time.
Sorry, this is my Google Home now,
day.
updating my schedule. All right, so now, so the smart contract will check your request. All the smart contract here and here will say, your request, okay. Then they go back and tell you, you're okay, we accept this. Then the application will send to the order. I told you, first come to some endorsing where we have a smart contract. Then we might have some other node for order. I told you, this is the order, to make order. The other node, the committing node, to write down the data. And then order, okay, and then the committing will update all the ledger L1 and L2. We don't want to go into details because it might be, I'm sure, guys, if you are not familiar with how blockchain works, the public one, maybe you will find what I'm talking about a bit boring, I'm sure. But if you understand the public blockchain, you will enjoy it. So that's why I was asking but the time is limited. I can't explain the private and the public in just one single seminar. Okay, so this is an example. This is an example here of committing. Like for example, for one company, you have three, let's say, committing node that they keep record. You have maybe here you have over 8 node for endorsement where the smart contract is, and you have an order. I have 6 order, and you can see some of them could be on premises at your place, at your location, and some of them could be on cloud. Okay, you can mix and match. It doesn't matter. It can be all on premises or all on cloud, or they can be mixed. It doesn't have any problem. Okay. So let me give you some use case now. Some use case, how we can use. All right. Many people, there's a big mistake, guys, about blockchain. People, they don't understand properly blockchain. Some people, they think blockchain is database. It's not database. Private blockchain is not a database. Why? Because blockchain was not designed to be database. It will never replace the traditional database. Why? Because database was designed to store and update and remove record quickly. And I gave you there is some issue with the scalability, for example, traditional. Okay, so if you would like to apply blockchain for private, don't think you need to replace the database system of the company. No, that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake. So what then we will do? That just if you have a database in this company and database in this company, blockchain can connect or integrate, if you want, the relationship between this company, and then based on what? On the smart contract we talked about, and can know the relationship and common ledger, a place where you have a common interest between two companies, but the database can be updated, and this database can be updated if you want, but we don't replace database. Okay, so this is how we have to think about. We don't replace legacy system with a private blockchain. We integrate, we put another layer of a blockchain on top of database. Okay, so databases are designed for rapidly storing and retrieving large volume of data. Blockchain is designed, see the purpose when we design the technology is designed as a transaction processing and logging engine for processing and logging to see what happened, who requests what, we agree, we don't agree, something like this. But the purpose was not to replace the database. Okay, so this is something important we need to think about. All right. So distributed database, unfortunately, before blockchain couldn't solve this synchronization problem, right? So with a blockchain, we can safely, accurately, and quickly communicate changes to the state of business between two parties or multiple parties. For example, if you are a manufacturing company, you have ERP system. I am seller, I have CRM system. I am your seller. You're in Indonesia, I am in United Arab Emirates. You have your ERP system, enterprise system, and I have my CRM relationship with the customer. The customer asks to manufacture a machine. Usually, I mean, if there is no integration between my CRM and your ERP, I will send you email, I need this, I need that. If I have this blockchain, the blockchain can connect my CRM system with your ERP and we can all the time synchronize what the customer asking for. You can see immediately asking for this, for that, etc. If you give me feedback, I can't do this, I can do this. So the ledger will be synchronized between your ERP and my CRM without removing the ERP without removing the CRM, but we can link and integrate in a smart way, not traditional way. Traditional way, the ledger, the communication with your my CRM and your ERP, both of them, they have different ledger, different database. But when we use a blockchain, we can create ledger between us. The relationship, you have your own database, I have my own database. But I have a common space between you and me. Something in common. You can see, I can see. I can update, you can update. Who control this? Who monitor and control of this? Smart contract. Smart contract. So you see how important smart contract is. You might ask me a question. You tell me, okay, how about if we would like to use a blockchain as a database? Is it possible? It is possible. We have some solution like IPFS. The noise, guys, somebody talking. Excuse me, guys, there's somebody talking. Please mute yourself.
Membuat sistem informasi untuk memonitor jalan yang disampaikan
Dr. Abdurrahman and Danny, you can mute everybody. Why don't you mute everybody?
Desainnya kan itu ya, desain rumahnya, desain awalnya sistem pelaporan kerusakan jalan gitu ya misalnya. Desainnya itu lalu diuji cobakan jalan di semua tempat dulu.
Okay, I don't know where this noise coming from.
Lalu dari uji coba itu ada masukan. Setelah ada masukan, ternyata sistemnya bagian ini perbaiki. Oh, ini kurang cepat, oh ini tidak pas nih koordinasinya. Atau misalnya proses dari laporan beri 1 minggu misalnya, padahal targetnya 1 minggu diselesaikan. Nah itu kemudian diperbaiki Pak, memperbaiki si desain tadi, masukan tadi untuk mengoreksi, mendapatkan masukan dari pengguna, reaksi ya, memperbaiki kekurangan dari desain tadi.
Alright.
Yang memang prosesnya, tapi Bapak bisa desain lain.
So, in case you want to ask me how,
kalau sudah diuji-cobakan, sudah diperbaiki, kemudian diimplementasikan. Kalau kasusnya pesawat di pinggirang yang itu diimplementasikan ini terbang.
if you ask me how we can, what should we do, guys?
Implementasi ini setelah diimplementasikan lalu yang ke-8 adalah dari umpan balik. Jadi nanti ada evaluasi internal, kemudian audit dan wawancara. Ini sebenarnya sudah terakhir. Jadi ilustrasinya ini, kalau Bapak punya inovasi, pertama bentuk tim kecil dulu di OPD. Bentuk tim kecil di OPD, diskusi. Yuk kita coba kumpulkan data untuk mencari persoalan.
So guys, you can mute everybody. Why don't you mute everyone? I don't.
We all mute all participants.
Sorry.
We all mute all participants.
If you mute everybody, it doesn't work. If you mute everyone, stop. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, yeah. You can continue, please.
Okay. What happened? I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much. So maybe somebody will ask, can we use a blockchain as a database? Yes, we can. There's a solution. I give you two examples here. You have IPFS and storage.io. So how it works, you have a laptop or you have desktop at home with 1 terabyte. Maybe you never use 1 terabyte. This company agree with you. You share, instead of for mining, you share your CPU or GPU. Now you share your hard drive. You say 500 gigabyte I don't use, you can use. So this solution, IPFS or storage, what happened? They use a storage, unused storage on computers from home around the world, and then whenever there is a file, they store it on multiple computers, and there is a redundancy, of course, in case your computer is off or something. The more your storage is used, when your computer is on, they give you some incentive. There is details about this. So there is one of the solution if you would like. It's like a cloud, but on computers at home. Now, let me give you a few example, real life example, how private blockchain or public here, maybe some of them public working. For example, real estate, guys. It's very popular application in real estate, how to tokenize real estate, one solution. Instead of owning the full house, you can own share of it, token of it. This is one application. Plenty of application. Or you can keep the ownership certificate instead of paper. Currently, maybe in Indonesia, if you own the house, maybe you have a papers from government certify that you own this house. But maybe this paper sometimes lost, maybe I don't know the record, I don't know how we can prove it. If we can keep this ownership certificate on a blockchain, why blockchain? Because blockchain, what is written, no one can corrupt, no one can come and remove it for you. Database administrator guide, normal technology, the database administrator can go directly into the record and remove it without going through the application, for example. In a blockchain, removing, updating the record is not possible. So the ownership, the asset ownership, whether it's a real estate house or cars or even certificate, your degree at university, I will give you example. This is some of the application and transaction. For example, now, guys, if you would like to buy a house, I don't know in Indonesia how it works, but let's say in Australia or here, you would like to buy a house, the house is very expensive. You apply for a loan from the bank, right? $500,000, $1 million. And the process of approving, and you have a relationship between the bank, the one who would like to purchase, the owner of the house, the real estate agent, the government, the lawyers, many parties together. All right. So with a private blockchain, we can make this transaction, the complex transaction, very smooth. And my lawyer, or let's say the bank or any parties, they don't need to have access to every things on the solution. They can have access to one part of it that related to them. Okay, so this is one solution. Medical licensing, as you know, maybe you have an idea. Let's say somebody with American board. This American board need to be updated or renewed every few years, right? And even if we look at PMI, project management, if you're a certified PMI, every few years you need to renew this. And if you did some training, can contribute that you can keep this. So all of this can be also managed by blockchain globally. Blockchain is a great global, can have a global ledger, global, all right? So this is, we can, instead of applying, give me this paper, show me this, everything will be on a blockchain. You know, now there is also solution for university, a degree or certificate. Unfortunately, in many countries, there's a corruption. I claim I have a PhD, and I don't. I have engineering degree, and I don't. I know in some countries, thousands and thousands of people, they have a fake degree because we say, I got this degree from this university, but accreditable is one of the solution where you can put a university degree on a blockchain. So when you come to me to, I would like to employ you, instead of asking you for many papers and stamp of the embassy and Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or all of this, I can check your degree online on a blockchain in a matter of seconds. I can see, because this degree is managed by your university that give you the degree. This is, I encourage you guys, and if you don't have this solution in Indonesia, this is one of the things we can work on. This is a trend worldwide now. My proposal, my idea is not only about degree, certificate, also work experience. Look at LinkedIn, guys. LinkedIn is a great platform, but who verify if I have engineering degree on LinkedIn? I can write whatever I want, right? Who verify this? With a blockchain, we can create some platform like LinkedIn, but verified degree, verified experience. I work for this company. This company should put for me, my experience on this platform. So this is also a great application. Diamond tracking. You know, the diamond very expensive. How do we know this is real? This is not real. You know, license. You know, they give you some paper, but this paper may be lost. Maybe I don't know what. That could be on a blockchain. A lot of example in HR. I give you example. I believe HR. I proposed like we change HR because every single employee, every single person around the world, they will have unique record. It's like LinkedIn. All the degrees, the certificates, the experience there. When you have a job, you don't post a job. You choose from your job description, you put it on the blockchain application, and you say, I want this condition, this condition, this condition. I want this university, this degree, this experience, this language, and give me the best 5 people from around the world. You don't miss anyone. You put job description now. Maybe the good candidate, they don't see the advertisement. This is something we call. Look at the example of Ripple and Stoller example. Now with Ripple, as you know, international transaction with blockchain, with normal technology, it takes 4 to 5 days to reach another account. If I would like to send from UAE to Australia, and it cost me $50 to $100. With Ripple, it takes 2 seconds, like email, and maybe it cost me $2 or $3 transaction. This is one of the applications. A chatbot. When a chatbot, I apply for a loan, home loan from the bank. Instead of taking 1 month to give me approval, blockchain with artificial intelligence, because a blockchain where we keep KYC, international KYC, know your customers, that can give you approval in a second. This is where, and chatbot can deal with thousands of customers at the time. This is one of the trends worldwide for customer services. Connected driverless car and drone. Because in the future, all the car will be driverless. When you have all car driverless, maybe, I don't know, 30 years, the car need to talk to each other. Why? Because when you don't have a traffic light anymore, you don't need the speed camera anymore. At the traffic light, what happened? The car, they need to talk to each other. They use AI for image recognition. They use IoT to communicate with each other. And they use a blockchain distributed because you don't need everything to send it to IoT platform. This car needs to talk to this car directly. So we can use, for example, a blockchain. Plenty of application in healthcare and other things. I give you some example here about where it can be used. Almost in every single industry, guys. Blockchain. Look at the United Arab Emirates. United Arab Emirates strategy about the blockchain by 2021. This year, at the end of this year, 50% of all government activities are based on blockchain. Because the benefit, they calculated the benefit of using a blockchain every year, or I think every 2 years, they can build another Burj Khalifa by saving the money. Because they avoid corruption, everything is synchronized, everything is secure, everything is scalable, everything is available. As you can see here, in education, in energy, in healthcare, in marketing, in legal, in music, everything. Music, people they listen to music and give it to somebody. Here you can't give it to anyone because it's governed by a blockchain. We have some challenges. For example, with cryptocurrency. I'm almost done. Maybe this is my last. Sorry, maybe I took too long, or maybe it's okay. Yeah. So what happened with the current cryptocurrency? Let's say look at Bitcoin, guys. As I said, blockchain is not designed to solve all the world problem. It solves some problem, but there is some challenges. Nothing is perfect in this world, right? If you look at how much Bitcoin consuming electricity, consuming a lot of electricity. For example, here I gave you some example in terawatt hour per year, the world consumption, USA, Australia, Bitcoin, it consumes more electricity than entire Switzerland, because Bitcoin consumes 75 terawatt hours per year. Switzerland consumes 58. So there's a lot. Why? I'm talking about public. Private, you don't have this problem. Because you have 1 million of miners. And each miners, they put very strong, powerful hardware to compete with other miners. With million of miners, every 10 minutes, one single miners win the block. And the million, it's a waste of electricity. This will be changed. Already you have a proof of stake from Ethereum. There's a lot of development. The technology is not fixed and solid. It's just dynamic. A lot of new research and evolution, advancement. So to change this one. So blockchain technology, as you see, evolution and development of blockchain. Some of the solution we say, instead of wasting this amount of computing and electricity, we can use it in scientific simulation, for example. All right. So that's all for now. Sorry, maybe I gave you some information. Some of you has background. If you don't have a background in blockchain, I assume you have some background, because if you don't have some background, it seems a bit boring for some of you, or a lot of information maybe not everybody can understand. Thank you very much, and I am ready for any question now. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much, Professor Samir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prof. Samir.
Thank you.
Please stay until the end of the webinar, Prof, because after the second speaker, it will be the question and answer session.
Sure.
Now, for the second speaker, Mr. Abdul Rahman, please, it's your turn.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Dani. I think that Ustad Professor Samir explained to us about blockchain technology concept, benefits, and some use case in some area, enhance our understanding about blockchain technology in digital business. As we know that in digital economy, that Professor Samir explained to us that opportunity income from digital technology around $60 billion, Mr. Professor.
Brilliant.
Yes, so this is our chance, yeah. So the all people in the world everybody has a chance, has opportunity to will to upscale the opportunity, yeah, the competency, so they can take in the place about this chance in digital economy era. Yeah. So in this opportunity, I will add about ecosystem of blockchain technology. Yeah. Please give me access right to share, Mr. Dani.
Yeah, sure.
Professor Samir has explained to us about blockchain technology concept, yeah, and Professor Samir explained to us too about some components of blockchain ecosystem, yeah. In this time, I will add the explanation more detail about components of blockchain ecosystem, yeah. So how, if we want to run the projects of blockchain technology? So in this figure, yeah, in this graph, I will explain to you about the blockchain ecosystem from project starting and how to identify users and how to make exchange, how to build application, so how the developers contribution in this project and how the contribution of miners in blockchain project. Yeah. So as we know that if you want to start blockchain technology implementation in our organization enterprise, like Mr. Professor Samir explained to us about private blockchain technology, so we will start from this project, yeah, from starting, from initiating, planning, and so on. Yeah. So project management methodology that PMI or XLOS give to us about methodology in project management, I think we can use this methodology, PMBOK, yeah, project management body of knowledge, or Prince2, yeah, we can use in this blockchain technology project. Yeah. So in this project management of blockchain technology, the most thing we can identify, the first is who is blockchain user. Yeah. So blockchain user, we must identify them in the first. Yeah. So like smart contracts, so digital signature. Yeah. So we can customize our application of blockchain technology, customizable based on user requirement, based on business requirement. Yeah. So how about the blockchain exchange? Yeah, between company one and company two related about smart contract. Yeah. So we must perform how to perform robust ecosystem between some companies in smart contract, for example, digital signature, and the others in distributed database. Yeah. So as we know that in blockchain technology, we will fulfill not just functionality, but security will perform in this technology. So I think the blockchain technology exchange, yeah, between some company that related in smart contract on will gain some functionality, some benefits, and security combination. Yeah. So this is, I think, about the important thing in blockchain technology is about blockchain miners. Yeah. So blockchain miners has important roles and contribution. Yeah. How to build algorithm in application. So benefit functionality and security, it will be guaranteed for some parties, yeah, for some parties in blockchain ecosystem. So I think in this blockchain technology projects, blockchain developers must be held in this project. So this is chance. Yeah, this is, I think, this is a gold chance for young professional. Yeah, in IT, information technology, like programmer, developer. Yeah, and system architect and the others that they that some organization enterprise needs them to develop blockchain technology. I think for private blockchain technology, so the enterprise needs some blockchain developer. Yeah, in blockchain developer, yeah, uh, the last the minimum competency that we need in blockchain technology implementation, like blockchain developers and developer application. Yeah. So the developer contribution and roles will play important role in blockchain technology implementation in enterprise. So maybe Professor Samir, after my presentation, can explain to us about resource computing. Yeah, I think there are some people ask about how about computing, resource computing. Yeah, it is very hard to fulfill about resource computing to fulfill blockchain technology, especially in mining. Yeah. So blockchain application that Professor Samir explained to us, there are some blockchain application that we can use. Yeah. For example, Humanic, Augur, Ethereum, CryptoKitties, and Golem, yeah, and the others. So there are some blockchain applications that grow up until today that we can learn, we can use, and customize by this application for blockchain technology implementation. Yeah. So how about the architecture? Yeah. So there are some blockchain architecture that we can use, yeah. But I will use this blockchain architecture from Blockchain Council, adapted from www Blow, yeah. That Mr. Professor Samir explained to us that blockchain technology not change the legacy application, but how to enhance legacy application by using of blockchain technology more robust, yeah, more secure, and more useful for the other parties in internal organization or between enterprise, between other company in contract that corporate between other contract. Yeah. This is enterprise architecture, yeah, legacy application. So this architecture will be integrated by integration platform. Yeah. So for example, SWAP, GMS, yeah, and the others integration platform. So it needs governance, yeah, operational intelligence, and API management. So blockchain technology, yeah, we can use for uh, front end, yeah, for front end or back end system, yeah. So this one blockchain access layer will integrate integration platform and presentation layer, yeah. So for example, blockchain network there are some blockchain network that will integrate with our platform through blockchain access layer. Yeah. So this is not just back end and front end, but we can use for analytical dashboard. Yeah. So transactional between front end and back end will be facilitated for end user, maybe for executive management to monitor some transaction in blockchain application by use analytical dashboard. Yeah. So in integration platform, we can use some application to integrate some membership services, blockchain services, and chain code services. Yeah, by blockchain technology. Yeah, by API, maybe SDK and CLI. Yeah. So I think this is my short explanation to complete about Professor Samir explanation in this webinar about blockchain technology implementation. So I think what Professor Samir explained us upscale our understanding more than before about blockchain technology, because some people understand that blockchain technology is just applicable to cryptocurrency, or that we know about Bitcoin. That Professor Samir explained to us about blockchain technology implementation in some industry area. I think it's enough about my presentation about blockchain technology, Mr. Dani, so we can continue question and answer for audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdul Rahman, for sharing and explanation about blockchain technology at the other side, application architecture. Now, for question and answer session, for all participants who want to ask question, please raise your hand, or you can use chat room. Please.
Maybe for the first question,
Zaki.
Oh, Prof. Yeah, Mr. Zaki.
Yeah, Mr. Zaki.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Dani.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Thank you for the sharing. This is the first time I understand the Bitcoin mechanism or technology. My question, how the value of a Bitcoin or value of blockchain, how it generates value is the underlying is application use, right? Private, either private or public. Yeah, how its values. The second thing, the underlying is the application use, right? You think that? Is it correct, Pak Samir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
What is it?
the underlying for the value of blockchain, Bitcoin, for example, is the application using. Yeah.
So the question is how it failed. What the failure?
Yeah, it values because I'm using your application.
The value.
Yeah, the value.
Okay. What the value of Bitcoin? This is a question.
Yeah, how is make the value.
Okay. So, as I explained from the beginning, blockchain technology is the first institutional technology that remove the trusted third party in the middle.
Okay,
so
understand.
blockchain, Bitcoin, and all the cryptocurrency don't need. For example, currently, if I would like to send money from my bank account here in UAE, another bank account in Indonesia, it has to go from my bank to central bank here, and then from central bank to New York bank, from New York bank to Indonesia central bank, and then to your bank. First, it takes too long, maybe 5 days, and then also it costs money because every bank need to verify. Now, with Bitcoin, I can send you directly from my account to your account directly. No one will be in the middle. This is one of the main benefit. And as Dr. Abdurrahman mentioned, and as I mentioned, the availability, the security, the immutable. So a lot of benefit there, if this is your question.
So what actually the transfer is the money on the value of money, or just but the value of Bitcoin or Bitcoin is?
So when
what
I
the transfer actually?
Yes, when I this is how it works. So if you have an account with Bitcoin and I have an Bitcoin, it's just like any normal currency.
Yeah.
But this currency, it's not covered by gold or something. This currency, it's created when each time the miners win the block. Maybe we didn't have time to explain this.
Yeah.
When the miners win the block, the Bitcoin will be generated. Currently, 6.25 Bitcoin will be generated and given to the miners account. So this is new money.
Yeah.
So I have in my account Bitcoin, and this Bitcoin I can transfer it to you, and you can transfer it to anyone, and you can exchange it to normal money with some exchange.
How that I can do that? How can
how we can exchange to dollar?
Yeah.
To dollars?
Yeah.
There plenty of exchange around the world.
Oh, okay.
They accept Bitcoin. You give them Bitcoin, they give you dollar, or you can buy Bitcoin with your credit card. Plenty of exchange. For example, blockchain.com. Plenty. But you have to be careful. Some of them fake. They have to be some of them real. So because some people, So this is how it works.
Okay. So the thing. May I have another question, Pak? Another question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. If I just want to buy Bitcoin and for investment, how I evaluate it will be go up or down? Because if I buy share, I can do analysis the performance of underlying asset underlying stock. But if Bitcoin, I want to invest like last week or it's just up 20%. So I cannot analyze how it happened. There is no fundamental analysis or technical that can be used. Is it correct? I want to buy 10 Bitcoin just for investment.
Yes. Bitcoin, the difference between the cryptocurrencies in general and other shares, Bitcoin can go up and down very quickly. But there is a lot of, for example, I recommend blockchain.com. If you have an account with blockchain.com, you can buy with your credit card. You can, of course, you have a wallet. This wallet, we call it your account, can hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, except any plenty, maybe up to 5. And also they have a trading platform.
Okay.
This trading platform can help you somehow to trade, how you, to make money. But by the way, there's something called robo-advisors, if you were aware of. This has had nothing to do with the blockchain. Robo-advisors, it's a technology based on artificial intelligence, can help you to, as investors, to tell you where to invest, because this is based on a lot of data and the price or historical price of all shares, and based on some business, some news. And it's very successful. I believe this will come also to blockchain, cryptocurrency very soon, and it can help you to tell you, maybe this is good time to buy Bitcoin, or this is good time to buy Ethereum. So you have something like this.
Yeah, that's technical, right? Analysis, right? Not fundamental. That's no fundamental analysis you can do. Okay, thank you Pak Rahman, Pak Dhani, terima kasih. Syukran kasiran Pak Samir.
Thank you, Pak Zaki. Yeah, and we have some questions in the chat room from Mr. Sabam Parjuangan. What is the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin? Why is Bitcoin an application while Ethereum is called a platform?
Okay, so Bitcoin is the first application and the first cryptocurrency, and it was born in 2009. Ethereum, it is a platform. The difference between application and platform, Bitcoin is Bitcoin, just one application. Ethereum is a platform that means you can develop your own blockchain application. You can develop your own cryptocurrency, new one. With Bitcoin, you can't do this. It's just application. Ethereum is a platform where you can develop a new solution, a new cryptocurrency, everything. And plus, it is also cryptocurrency. I mean, Ether is a cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency that compete with Bitcoin, and some people, they predict Ethereum will be much, the value will be higher than Bitcoin. Some people, because Bitcoin is kind of the initial very basic technology. Ethereum now, they are implementing a proof of stake, if you know about this detail. Bitcoin using proof of work. It means you have to compete between mining, the one who will calculate more to find the right hash, while with the proof of stake is different concept. It is like gambling. You put money, if you put money on the table, you will be selected, and this will scale up the number of transactions, could reach up to 15,000 transactions per second, comparing to Bitcoin, maximum 15 transactions per second. So that's a difference.
Okay.
Maybe Dr. Abdurrahman, sorry, I'm answering all. Please, Dr. Abdurrahman, go ahead and answer with me.
Pak Abdurrahman, mungkin
Okay,
ada yang
thank
mau
you very
ditambahkan,
much.
Pak. Silakan.
Baik, terima kasih. Okay, thank you very much, Professor Samir. Professor Samir has explained us about the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, yeah, as Pak Sabam Parjuangan asked to us. Yeah? So as we know, Pak Sabam and the audience, that Bitcoin is blockchain application, yeah, that's cryptocurrency, not platform. Yeah. There are some platform, yeah, in blockchain technology, yeah. For example, Ethereum, so Hyperledger, yeah, Neo, EOS, yeah, Corda, Quorum, and the others. So this slide I will share to Mr. Dhani and will share to audience how about the difference, yeah, between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hyperledger, Corda, and Quorum, yeah. So the audience, if wants to take training and certification about Ethereum, Hyperledger, Corda, Quorum, and blockchain technology concept, yeah, can contact us, yeah, in Solmit Academy. We will conduct collaboration with Professor Samir, yeah, and the other international board about blockchain technology. I think about how to develop blockchain technology using some platforms, yeah, like Ethereum, Hyperledger, Corda, and Quorum. This is open for us to explore this platform to develop some application of blockchain technologies. So Sabam, yeah. So Ethereum is platform plus cryptocurrency, yeah. So we can make some application, yeah, in this Ethereum platform. Okay, thank you very much, Profesor Samir and Pak Dhani, ya. Jadi nanti Sabam dan kawan-kawan kalau mau detail belajar tentang blockchain teknologi dengan berbagai platform, nanti akan kami hubungi karena kebetulan kami nanti bekerja sama dengan Profesor Samir, ya, terkait dengan pengembangan blockchain teknologi dengan beberapa platform, ya. Okay.
Okay. The second question from Mr. Sabam. Pak Sabam, do you want to ask directly to the speakers, or I will read your question? The second question from Pak Sabam, what is the difference between a smart contract platform, a smart contract application, and a traditional contract?
Do you want me to answer myself?
Okay, please,
Okay.
Professor
Yeah,
Tamir.
yeah. Okay. So the traditional contract, it's written on paper between two parties. We put condition, lawyers usually, and very complex terminology, confusing. So, and when it comes to execute, it's just a manual. Smart contract, it's a program. It's a program. You put clear condition in coding in a program. You can't misinterpret the condition. There's one way. 1 + 1 = 2. There's no misinterpretation, because in a normal contract, you know, there's a lot of legal terminology that you can be you can misunderstand, or and if there is a problem, like you go to court and you have lawyers and problem. Smart contract is just program. Let me give you example, so make it easy and simple. Imagine I would like to travel to Jakarta. I am very important businessman, very rich man, imagine. And I booked flight first class on Emirates. This meeting with Dr. Abdurrahman, very rich person. This meeting will generate for me million of dollars. Example. So I booked first class on Emirates airline. But I don't want to miss this meeting, because this is very global meeting and very important. If I miss it, I lose a lot of money, million of money. So there is insurance company here in UAE. I have a contract with them. Say, if the Emirates flight to Jakarta on that date, on that time is canceled, this is the only condition. Don't give me another airline, it doesn't work for me. If this flight is canceled, I will pay you for the insurance, let's say, I will pay you $20,000. For example, for me as a very rich person and very important meeting, $20,000 is nothing. But if the flight is canceled, you will pay me $10 million. I'm just giving example. Forget about the number. So with a normal contract, if I have a normal contract with this insurance company, if the flight is canceled, I have to go and fill in a form of a claim, and until the money is getting into my bank account, believe me, it might take months. I have a situation now. Last year, before COVID-19, I booked flight to San Francisco with Emirates, and because of COVID-19 was canceled, and I claimed this money for the last 6-7 months, and I haven't received the money yet. Okay. Now, with a smart contract, we agree that you can put as many conditions as you want. It's up to you and the insurance company. This is a contract. Contract, you agree on some condition. The only condition, if the flight is canceled, you pay me $10 million. So who will be connected to this smart contract? The airline, the bank, the insurance company, any party that they have something to do with it. And the day of the flight to Jakarta came, and the flight is canceled. Imagine what's going to happen with a smart contract. When the flight is canceled, there is a message coming from the airline to the smart contract telling that the flight is canceled. The money, the 10 million, they are on hold from the insurance company. Once the smart contract receive this news directly from the airline, the smart contract will authorize the money to be your in account in a matter of second. No dispute, no lawyers, no misunderstanding. It's executed by code. This is an example, simple example how smart contract work. Maybe Dr. Abdurrahman would like to add something, maybe.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Professor Samir. Pak Sabam, this is how smart contract work, yeah. So, as Professor Samir explained to us, yeah, smart contract, this is very different with traditional contract, yeah. So, what is the component, yeah? Okay, the first step is coding, yeah. So, smart contract are mostly written in Solidity platform, yeah. Solidity platform.
If it is for Ethereum, yes.
Yes. Okay, yeah. It is imperative that they do precisely what the parties want them to do. Yeah, this is achieved by inputting the proper logic when writing our smart contract. So, smart contract, there is a platform specially in smart contract coding. For example, by Solidity platform, yeah, like Ethereum that we just explained. So the second step is distributed ledger. Yeah, the code is encrypted and sent out to other computers via a distributed network of ledger. Yeah. So the third is execution. Yeah. So this is the cycle of smart contract work. Yeah, from coding, distributed ledger, and execution. Yeah. So what are components of smart contract? Yeah. So there are some components of smart contract. Yeah. Smart contract and compile result by bytecode and IBI should deploy to contract address about some companies, some parties that related in this contract. Yeah. So I think this is a bit explanation about smart contract. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Mr. Dani.
Okay, the
Pak Sabam,
first question from
sudah cukup, Pak Sabam?
from Mr. Sabam.
Yes,
What types
enough?
of digital business need blockchain technology? Enough? Okay, thank you, Mr. Sabam, for your questions. And the next question from Mr. Gede Made Karma. Who manages the blockchain and who sets the rules and regulations?
If I can answer, okay. So the blockchain is technology. It's a technology like any technology. No one manages the blockchain as a technology, but the regulation in general, each country, they should have regulation about the blockchain. What they accept, what is legal, what is not legal. And this is very important because investors, if I am living in Indonesia and I am investor, I would like to invest in blockchain. I'm scared after I invest a lot of money, they have a new policy or legal law that they remove all my investment. So the investors I like so much when there is law already, regulation in the country. So they say, okay, this is good. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing something legal. So for example, in UAE now, the blockchain, the lot of regulation about a blockchain. Okay. So if also the question about, let's say, maybe some people say, okay, who will manage, let's say, the platform of Hyperledger? This is, of course, managed by IBM. It's a part of open source consortium. If you ask me, who will manage Bitcoin? Bitcoin, there is no person who manages Bitcoin. This is the difference between centralized technology and decentralized technology. If there is one person can stop Bitcoin, no one will invest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, no one can stop Bitcoin, but there is a team looking after Bitcoin in terms of improving, let's say, some consensus, similar to Ethereum when they would like to implement a new proof of stake. But again, the cryptocurrency itself, no one can touch it, but you can have a fork of it. For example, Bitcoin, you have a Bitcoin Cash. But Bitcoin, the original one, is still there. No one can remove it or play with it. So they create Bitcoin Cash as a fork of Bitcoin, and they improve the size of the block. So, yeah, this is my answer.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Samir, and thank you for Mr. Gede Made Karma. The next question from Mr. Abdul Fatih Ibrahim. What do you mean by coin-based transaction?
Okay, the Coinbase is an exchange, just an exchange. When we have a Bitcoin wallet account, as I explained at the beginning, you have a Bitcoin account, I have Bitcoin account. Those accounts not managed by Bitcoin itself. When Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin, he didn't create like those exchange. Those exchange, Coinbase, blockchain, all these, they manage the account where you put your Bitcoin. And those blockchain exchange, they connect to the blockchain solution, to Bitcoin. Okay? So for example, if I have a Bitcoin, I would like to exchange this Bitcoin with dollar. It has nothing to do with the Bitcoin. So there is some platform to sell and buy cryptocurrency like Coinbase. I say, I want to sell 1 Bitcoin. It's similar to exchange American dollars with dirham or Indonesian currency. All right. So they buy, they give you dollar, and you transfer your Bitcoin to their wallet, from wallet to something like this. So this is a Coinbase. Maybe Dr. Abdurrahman would like to add something if you want. Okay. This is my answer.
Yeah, Pak Abdul Rahman.
Oh yeah, okay, Pak.
Dr. Abdurrahman has, for every question, he has a slide. This is good.
Okay, wait for a moment, yeah.
It's a big business, the exchange, cryptocurrency exchange.
Okay, thank you, Professor Samir. Explain us about Coinbase transaction. So I will add some explanation about the Coinbase transaction. So Coinbase transaction is one of component in POW, proof of work. So in blockchain mining, in blockchain mining, so transaction in blockchain technology is validated after mining. So this is the mining process, So the valid data includes block header, block header hash is less than the target, block size, block timestamps, and the first transaction is Coinbase transaction. So the transaction that validated, the validated by mining process, this is the first transaction, as we call Coinbase transaction, So the Coinbase transaction has a valid reward and shown this is the process of proof of work, So this is types of consensus algorithm in proof of work in blockchain technology. So after proof of work, so we continue with proof of stake or POS, So in this process, proof of stake is a different way to validate transaction and achieve distributed consensus, So that Mr. Fatih asked to us about the coin-based transaction. So coin-based transaction is validated process that validated by mining process, yeah, in proof of work concept in blockchain technology. So I think this is the explanation from me, yeah, about the coin-based transaction in blockchain technology. Thank you, Mr. Dani. Yeah.
Yeah, so if this is what it meant, because the Coinbase also it's a name of exchange. So maybe there's confusion about the Coinbase transaction as within the cryptocurrency, or maybe you mean the cryptocurrency exchange company called Coinbase. Anyway.
There's a question from Mr. Teguh Raharjo. Pak Teguh, you can directly answer to the speakers, or I will read your question. Pak Teguh. How many blockchain network nodes right now? How many blockchain network nodes right now? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, each solution has number of nodes. So if we come to cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, each miner is one node. Each miner is node, mining node. Also, some people, they consider the users, they have node, but they don't do any mining, the users. The users, they just have wallet. So if we look at the cryptocurrency and look at the miners, each miner is a node. You have 1 million of nodes. Now with the Bitcoin, it's impossible to mine Bitcoin at home because Bitcoin need very powerful computer, right? Very special ASICs hardware. You know, the CPU or GPU doesn't work with mining because the competition is very hard. So this is where you have the trend now. You have a mining pool, like kind of data center. That actually defeats the purpose of decentralization, to be honest with you. And that's why maybe Ethereum, they moving from a POW, proof of work, to POS, a proof of stake. Now, if you would like to go into see the number of nodes in a private blockchain. Private blockchain, when you have two companies, each company has a number of nodes, might be different from this. And I mentioned 3 types of node. Committing node to keep the record. You have endorsing node where to keep the record and has the smart contract. And you have the ordering node to synchronize the ledger between all nodes by order. So in one company, you might have 10 node, 5 node, 100 node. That depends on many factors. How big the company, how many department, who is involved, and that differ between company and company. So there is no like, you have to have 1 or 3 or 10 node. No, it depends on many factors. This is how we look at the node. And in private, if we look at Hyperledger, because it's specific for private, not like Ethereum, they don't have this. Ethereum, all nodes the same. They don't have also channel. So if you would like to do private, it's really recommended to use Hyperledger Fabric from IBM. It's one of the best platform. And you have this node has this role, this node had that role. So dedicated role. Yes, that's my answer.
Oh, okay, thank you, Prof. Samir. Abdul Rahman, maybe you can add.
Yes, thank you, Pak Dani and Professor Samir. Yeah, about the calculation of blockchain network nodes. So because blockchain technology is decentralization system, so we cannot calculate how many blockchain network node that perform right now. So I think this is very difficult. Yeah. So, but if we perform blockchain technology in private system and in one enterprise, so we can maybe we can predict, we can predict how many blockchain network nodes. But in open system, we cannot calculate. I agree with Professor Samir's statement that it is very difficult for us to calculate the all network node that performed by blockchain technology because this is decentralistic system. Thank you, Pak Dani.
Okay, thank you.
And also,
Abdurrahman.
in a public, thank you, Dr. Abdurrahman. In a public, the more node, it means the more miners, the better. Because if the cryptocurrency, some cryptocurrency, you have over 6,000 cryptocurrencies. Some cryptocurrencies, they start and die. Die. Why? Because you don't attract interest. If Bitcoin tomorrow, now it reached 40,000, now 36,000 American dollar. If tomorrow no miners doing mining for Bitcoin, Bitcoin will be dead because the miners are the server. So more the cryptocurrency strategy to attract more node, more miners. So this is important if you would like to have successful cryptocurrency. You need to. That's why the difficulty level in Bitcoin, they change up and down. If they automatic, when there is less miners, they make the number of zero in the hash less. So easier to mine. So more miner will come. When more miners will come, they make it difficult because competition.
So the miners need computer resources more highly specification, Professor Samir. So in cryptocurrency, it will comply with term and condition that giant company like IBM, Microsoft, Alibaba, and the others that will lead in this cryptocurrency and blockchain technology platform, Professor Samir, because they have some computer resources with highly specification that, like us individual miners, so we cannot lead this blockchain technology system, because limited with computer resources maybe.
Most of the mining pool are in China now.
In China, yes.
Yeah.
So Alibaba and the group,
Yeah, and that again defeats the purpose of decentralization, because maybe I saw some question on the chat talking about 51 attack, because in the proof of work, if you own 51% of the mining power, you own everything. You can change the tools. But the problem is to own 51% of the mining power, it costs you billion and billion, and the benefit will be less. So no one will do it. But this is one of the reasons Ethereum moved into proof of stake as well.
So I think if we are fighting in public blockchain, so I think this is very, very difficult for us to lead this competition, Professor Samir, because computer resources for mining, this is very, very highly cost, for us, But if we implement in private system, in enterprise or organization, maybe we can implement more easy than public.
Absolutely, because in a private, you still have a block. Block is there, block by block, because a group of transaction together, you put it in a block, but there is no competition on mining. Your computer could be very simple computer because there is no competition. There is no need for the purpose of competition is for cryptocurrency because they want who will win to add the block. But in a private, there is no competition about that. Once they're approved by smart contract, so the ordering node, they will collect all this new transaction, they put it in a block. So this is maybe related to the question before. The number of node In a private, much less than the public.
Yeah.
Because the public, you talk about million, but in the private, no. It's up to you how many nodes you want, and this is related to the business. There's no competition.
So now the sum of contract in digital signature for some company rise up, yeah, Professor Samir.
Yes.
Especially in financial and banking industry, yeah, depends on pandemic COVID-19. So the existence of smart contract or digital signature. So this is important role and contribution how to secure about the distribution of document and the others. Yeah. So I think this is our challenge. This is our opportunity to implement private blockchain technology. Yeah.
And this is a digital signature. If I can add something here, the digital signature in, let's say, cryptocurrency, it is a connection between your wallet and the cryptocurrency that is based on blockchain. Because when you send a request to send money to somebody,
Yeah.
this is a request coming from outside the blockchain solution, outside of Bitcoin, for example. When this request coming, this request may be not secure because blockchain is secure. No one can touch it. With open data is a basic application of a blockchain, which is Bitcoin. Very basic, very not very advanced, because the latest technology in blockchain advanced. Bitcoin is the basic and open data for the last 12 years, and no one ever can attack Bitcoin. Very secure. And as I mentioned, Dr. Abdurrahman at the beginning, but what I would like to say, when this request coming from outside, I am the owner of this wallet. I'm sending a request, sending 10 Bitcoin to Dr. Abdurrahman. A lot of money, Dr. Abdurrahman, 10 Bitcoin. So, but how the miner's job, one of the job is with a digital signature, they can verify if Samir is really sending this request. We can, with digital signature, we know if this is the initial request with a private key, this is really from me, or maybe on the way to reach the Bitcoin, somebody hack in and change the message. If the message was changed, digital signature can know this is a change. So they don't accept it. So this is very powerful.
Okay, thank you, Professor Samir.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Samir and Mr. Abdurrahman. There's a question again. Maybe it's already answered or not. What is a 51% attack, and what if control of many miners machine occur? I don't know.
Maybe I answered. Maybe
answered
Dr. Abdurrahman, if you want to,
Yeah.
I answered this before we answered, right?
Yes, please, Professor Samir. Yeah. I think Professor has explained to us about this 50% attack. Yeah. Okay, please.
Yeah. So this has been answered. Maybe the more question.
To all audience or participant, is there any questions? There is a attendance link for this webinar to get electronic certificate. Okay, I think for today webinar, before we close the webinar, Mr. Abdul Rahman, would you mind giving a closing remark?
Okay, Pak Dhani. Alhamdulillah, today we have performed international webinar in topics blockchain technology for digital business with star speaker, guest speaker, our lecturer, Professor Samir El Masri from United Arab Emirates. That Professor Samir is CEO at Digitalization. Digitalization is an institution for learning and certification in digital business, digital technology, emerging technology, artificial intelligence, data science, IoT, and blockchain technology. We have learned some knowledge and upscale our skill in digital technology, especially in blockchain technology, about the concept, benefit, system development life cycle, yeah, and there are some challenge in in blockchain technology that we can use, that we can implement in some industry area, yeah. So STIMIC Bandung and Solid Academy appreciate to Professor Samir that Professor Samir uh, has wished to teach, to explain to us more about blockchain technology. And for the audience from Indonesia and the other country, I look from India, from India and Middle East. There are some participants from India and Middle East that join in our webinar. So we thank you. We thank you very much for your participation in our webinar. So this webinar we perform every week, with other topic that interesting in digital business, digital technology. So next week we will discuss about innovation and entrepreneurship, about digital business product. So once more, thank you very much. Shukran kasiron, Professor Samir El Masri. So we will collaborate after this webinar by training and certification in digital business. So our audience, if you want to learn any more about business, emerging technology, can contact STIMIC Bandung and Solmit Academy. That if you want to take certification in digital business, you can contact us. That we will collaborate with Professor Samir in training and certification in digital business. I think this is my closing speech, Pak Dani. Thank you very much. Maybe Professor Samir.
Thank you so much.
Will speak.
Yeah, maybe Prof. Samir, please.
Yeah. All what I want. Thank you very much for this invitation, Dr. Abdurrahman, Brother Dani, and for this opportunity. And mashallah, I see Dr. Abdurrahman, you're very knowledgeable with the blockchain. I'm impressed. And this is good. I see you're there, and thank you very much, every delegate. We're here to help you with all the knowledge, blockchain, artificial intelligence, IoT, cloud computing, anything related to digital technologies and digital transformation. And we have international partners and training, consultancy, implementation. So we're here to help. Thank you very much. And it was my pleasure today.
Okay. This is a very interesting webinar with the topic blockchain technology for digital business. Again, we thank you to all participants, audience, speakers, Prof. Samir and Mr. Abdurrahman, and my supporting team besides me for coming, and hopefully we will meet again in the next international webinar every week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and be happy, also productive. We say Alhamdulillah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much, and assalamu alaikum.
Ya,
Waalaikumsalam.
Ya, waalaikumsalam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.